Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is Greg's Inferno Exploring, my first live. And I'll wait a few minutes, let some people show up. Just anybody there? Let's see. I see 3 people viewing. So, how is everybody doing? Anybody want to come up? There's a lot of exploring places that I'd like to do. Want to come up or anything like that? One place. I mean, I've been a few places, but not very many. If anybody wants to come up. Anybody there? Amy, how you doing? Just saying, if anybody wants to come up. You want to come up, Amy? There's some. I'm doing good. If there's anything. Oh, okay. How's Cody doing? There's a few places I'd like to explore, like I've not been to the Grand Canyon yet. I'd like to go there. Go out in that area. Yellowstone. Hey, Vodka. That's good, Amy. Want to come up, Vodka? I'm doing good. Still learning this stuff here. There's a lot of places I'd like to go to. Is there any place that you guys would like to go or have been to? Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know how to do this just yet, so bear with me. Yeah, Gettysburg is another place I'd like to go to. Yep. I've not been to Vegas yet either. I've been over Vegas. I flew over it, but I've not been to Vegas. Let's see. And I don't even live too far from it. I mean, maybe a couple hours, but still, Gettysburg is pretty high on my list too. There's the link. Okay, no problem, Amy. It's pretty much just to hang out and talk about places we want to explore and things like that is all. Oh, places we want to explore. There you are, Vodka.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah. Good morning from me. Oh, trying to get the brain working for the morning. I think I need another caffeine in a minute.
Yeah, it's first time doing this. So
Oh, you're doing well so far. I shared you out. Are you on Twitter?
I was, but I got suspended somehow. So
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
do anything on there. I put in,
Oh, aren't they just lovely, like all of them?
yeah,
Honestly.
I don't know how I did it. And then I
Between
go to put in my phone number for the code, and I put in the code or put in my phone number, and I never received the code. So I don't know if somebody hacked into it and changed my number or what.
I'd say that sounds like somebody hacked you. I had someone
Yeah,
try and do that to me too. But luckily, I realised quite quickly, and I managed to quickly go in and change a couple of things, and change my
yeah,
password and all that sort of thing, and managed to stop them from hacking my account properly, because something came up as a notification, and I'm thinking, hang on, no, that's not me. What's
yeah,
going on? It was trying to log in from somewhere else, and so anyway, all social media though, YouTube,
yeah.
they're all hopeless sometimes.
Hello, Brian.
Hey.
Yeah, I put in a thing to him. I haven't received an email yet, but I put something in to appeal it.
Yeah.
So
Yes, they're not very good at getting back to you.
yeah,
Well, I haven't had the best luck anyway, because I tried to let them know, but I never heard anything either. So that's like that with YouTube, really, isn't it? It's like that with all of them.
yeah,
Anything on the internet, social media, or anything else. I mean, half of them are just literally hopeless at getting back to you when there's a problem. I've found so
yeah.
far.
Any other places you'd like to go?
Oh,
Or
probably heaps if I could get over to the US, because I mean we've got a few here, but where
yeah,
I am in particular, I mean there's a couple, but I'm in a small city right at the bottom of my state, and we're on the west coast, and most of the stuff's on the east coast. There's a few on the east coast. There's a
yeah,
couple in my capital city that I'd like to go to. The old Fremantle Jail is one in particular I'd like to go to. So they do night tours and things there, and I'm never there with enough time to get myself in on one of the night tours. So
yeah.
really want to do that one day.
I'd like to get over there sometime too.
Yeah, we've got a few places to explore. Mainly the East Coast have got a bit more haunted, I think, than where I am. But I don't know. Yeah, there's a few in WA, but I think most people just come to see the sights more than the
Yeah,
haunted.
I know. When I was in camp a few times, I had a camp counselor from Australia, and he had uh, brought stuff from the Melbourne Zoo and stuff like that.
Yep. Very cool.
So I'm here in Ohio,
Uh,
Brian.
yeah, I'm in Western Australia. I'm in Albany, down the bottom, way down the bottom. Um, yeah, love my state. I think I'm one of them. We're still sort of out in the Wild West compared to the East Coast. They think we're all a bit yokel out this way. So, you mainly hear about the East Coast of Australia, Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane and all that. But
Yeah,
you don't get to hear of Perth often, and that's my capital city, so my state. But I think we're just about the biggest state. I think we take up most of a big chunk of
yeah.
the country. So, yeah.
I'm in the northeast
But,
part of Ohio, so we've got the Cuyahoga Valley, and
oh, wow. Very cool. Yeah, I'd like to see so many places in the US. It'd just be like I'd have to be there for months. Go everywhere.
yeah, I've been. Uh, mainly the places I've been to. I mean, of course, West Virginia. I've got family from West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did have family that lived in South Carolina, so I've been there when I was little, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't live there anymore. So, and then I've been to Florida a few times, and Atlanta. When I was real little, I mean, my sister wasn't even born yet. We were in. We went to Arizona, so I don't remember much of that one.
Yeah, I
And
haven't even seen much of my own country yet either. I'm sort of just one of them, bit of a homebody. I don't really go anywhere.
yeah,
I've been to Adelaide, which is in South Australia, when I was young, but apart from that, yeah, I don't really go anywhere. But US has always been at the top of my bucket list. I grew up with all the movies and a
yeah,
lot of TV, because we swapped from a lot of English TV to a lot of US TV in sort of 80s, I suppose. So I grew up on a lot of American TV. So I've always wanted to
yeah.
come over and see everything. And it's them Elvis movies. I keep playing the Elvis movies when I was a little kid, Hawaii and US and that sort of thing. So yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully I'll get there one day.
and it's like I'd like to go to Alaska at least once to see the aurora borealis and things like
That would
that.
be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and Canada for some reason. I really want to go to Canada
I
as
have
well.
been to Niagara Falls.
Oh wow, awesome! See,
I have
I
been there.
bet that's such a sight.
Yeah, I was 19 when I went there, so
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'd love to go there. Either side, both sides. I don't mind. But just to see something of such, magnitude,
yeah.
I think would be awesome. Yeah.
And that was actually the last year that they had the tunnels open underneath the falls too. So I got to do that
Oh wow.
before they
Oh,
closed
very
that down.
cool. Awesome.
So
Wow.
then the Maid
Yeah,
of the Mist,
yeah.
that was something because you're on that boat and you go right into underneath the falls right there, and all you see is just this mist in front of you. You can barely see
Wow.
your hand in front of your face.
Wow. That would be awesome to do. I've
Yeah.
seen a bit of footage on it, but yeah, it does look very wild to do that, I must say. Oh yeah.
And I've been to
Yes.
California too. So, but that was to
Awesome.
visit my brother and sister-in-law when my brother was in the military. So,
Yeah. Wow. Awesome. Okay.
but we did
Oh,
go to LA because he
similar
was in San
places.
Diego.
Oh, cool.
But we went to LA. It's like 3 hour drive. We
Yep.
went to Universal Studios, and then the day we went to go to Disneyland, we went up there, and he said, "Did you get the tickets?" So they forgot the tickets.
Oh no.
So I didn't get to go
Wow.
to Disneyland, but
Mm,
I have been to Disney World like 3 times. So
wow. Yeah, that looks huge. All of them look just so big to get around. I'm like, I would love to go, but wow, you would need I don't think even a whole day for some of these
yeah.
places would be enough to see
Well,
everything.
I know Disney World, only one of the parks would only takes one day pretty much.
Oh, well, there you go. That's not too bad.
They've
uh,
got like 6 or 7 parks now, and it takes
wow,
one day to go through one of the parks.
wow. Yeah, wow. I see. I'd forget that. I think of Disney World as Disney World, but
Yeah,
yeah, there's a few of them over there now, isn't there?
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they've got down in Florida, they got Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom. Well, it's now Disney Hollywood Studios. It used to be MGM,
Okay. Okay.
and then Epcot Center. And then they've got the water parks like Typhoon Lagoon, Blizzard Beach. So they've got quite a few parks.
Wow. Well, that sounds awesome. Actually, Florida's somewhere I really want to go to, I must say. And all over it, sort of thing, for different reasons. But I've never been into them, but since watching Omar go to Gatorland, now I got to go to Gatorland one day.
Oh yeah, I'd like to go there too.
Yeah, never really into gators, but watching all of the crew there at Gatorland and yeah, it
Yeah.
just looks really wild. But yeah, no, I'd have to go there too now. I was never, we've got our own, although I'm way down south, so they're not issue, but they're up north, all our crocs. But I definitely want to go there now. So
I know my boss, he said something about, because we've been thinking about going down to Florida because my ex, she does coin auctions and stuff on YouTube. And she wanted to take the boys down, and she'd rather take me to help with the boys down there. So
yeah. No, well, why not?
she's hoping to go down in July for 2 weeks to go to some coin conventions down there.
Oh wow.
So
well, you and the boys can sightsee while she's off at her conventions.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Brian, you've been most of the big cities.
My boss said you should go down to Gatorland. I said, I've always wanted to go there.
Definitely. Yeah, I love Savannah and all the crew down there with their antics. But yeah, they lost one of their big ones just before Christmas or something. One of their ones that have been there a very long time, one of the big ones, apparently just passed away in his sleep. He'd been a little bit unwell. And I was like, oh, dang it. Well, he won't be there anymore, but never mind. They still got lots of others to see, so.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of industrial factories are dangerous because I work in the industry too. I do refractory work for steel companies.
Ah, okay, cool. Wow. Oh, we have a lot of mines here in my state. We have a lot of mines up north. They've, steel and all sorts of things. So don't know much about it, but yeah, might got some family that work on them, although they're not, sort of mining as such. But they're in the industry up there somewhere. But it's all very wow to me.
I had a great grandfather and great uncle that used to work in the mines in West Virginia, in the coal mines.
Wow. Tough job.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like my one video with Zor. It's like 15 minutes from where I live. So one video that I did with that.
Ah, wow. Well, you'd have to be careful, I'm sure, Brian. Sounds a little dangerous.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the factories are in those areas.
No, not always the way. Mind you, a lot of yours have, over the years, have sort of closed down here and there, haven't they?
Yeah.
Hi, Lydia.
Hey, Lydia.
Yeah, we used to, actually my town used to do a little bit of manufacturing here and there, mainly we had fish and vegetables and things like that, but it's all gone now. It just died in the bum, and I don't know why. I think mainly weather actually affected a lot of the farms. So different farming now where I am, because I'm sort of in a. I mean, I call it a small city. To me, it's just a big town. I mean, there's probably between 40 and 50,000 of us. But we've still we're like 400 to 500 k's away from the city and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of farming around and that stuff. So, and we're on the coast. So we had fishermen and things, and meatworks and everything. So, and they used to be all right down the bottom of town, where near the water. And I think one of the only ones we've got left is the meatworks, but they've now moved 20 k's out of town, sort of thing. So they're not right on the water anymore. Because that was rather gross, knowing that a lot of the crap, offal and eel was just going out into the water. Great fishing, though. Great fishing.
Yeah, I love fishing.
Yeah, so used to be able to catch a lot of fish, but now they've changed all that area down there. So you can't really go down there anymore. It's now become a proper port. I mean, we always could have been a port, and we were, but we've now gone the bigger port, and where they don't allow you down there anymore and that sort of thing. So it's like, man, you took away a couple of the best fishing spots. Seriously.
There's one fishing spot that I used to go to. There's a cemetery right next to it. I tried to do a video for that, but the audio on it was not that great, so I had to scrap that. So I'm going to have to go back out there sometime and do a video out there with that.
Well, it sounds good.
But it's like back from the 1800s in that cemetery too. So
yeah. Not bad, hon. How are you? Oh, wow. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. We're supposed to be, we're big enough to be classed as a city. But to me, I just think of us as a big town. Now that's a lot of people. Yeah, that's a little county, eh? Wow. Yeah, no, that's why I call us still a big town. I don't really, supposed to be a city, but I don't know. When I think of city, I suppose I think of very large to be called a city. So yeah.
And see, I've got cool. Cleveland is like an hour away from me, and Columbus is 2 hours.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like in between Cleveland and Columbus somewhere. So
yeah, wow, very cool. Yeah, I'm right at the bottom of our state on the coast, so there's a long way to the top. It's a long, long, long drive. Big state, but I don't have any wish to go up there. It's too hot.
and then there's Pittsburgh, which is like 2 or 3 hours away too. So
cool, awesome.
Thank you, Lydia.
But yeah, there's only a couple of places here really for haunties. And they're not hugely active, but they've been known to have a little bit of something go on. Well, I suppose enough for. I don't know if you know or heard of Amy's Crypt on YouTube.
I
They're
think I have.
a South Australian couple anyway, and they've got a decent sized channel actually, and she's been over to the US and England and different things, but she actually came here. I was like, oh my God, I'm spewing. I wish I knew you were coming, and she did our quarantine old camp Corona, which was the old quarantine station in the very old days before they came across to what we call, the mainland. It's sort of like a little hook that sort of comes out and around, and there's, you've got your water in between, so they'd go there first and then have to quarantine before they could come to the mainland part to settle and things. So, and it was during, bad times, and some of them were sick when they came in on the ships. So there's a little tiny, basically it's like a slab in a little hut, and that's where they would put them when they passed and things. So that's there's been a little bit of activity out there. And our old jail, the first jail Albany had, there's a couple of places there that give you the very not good feelings, and a little tiny old cottage, and it's still got a lot of the old things in it, like a historical type cottage. So they did a bit of filming here, and they caught a little bit. It wasn't completely wasted time. But so we don't have a lot in my particular town, but I thought about going and doing it because I've done the night tours and things in the past of the old jail, and I did feel a couple of things myself there, and thought, oh yes, well, it was a jail.
That Airbnb that Omar went to here in Ohio, the old jail.
Yeah.
That's probably 45 minutes to an hour from me. So.
Oh, wow. That was a bit of a creepy place. I must say that. Yeah, one part of me was like, oh, how awesome. And the other part was like, oh, hell no. But I think it was so interesting to do that, with an old jail, to make it into an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Who would have thought of that? I mean, I think it's a great idea. But as I said, half of me is like, yay, and the other half's like, hell no.
Well, it's like my Mansfield video. That's biggest place here in Ohio.
Yep.
It's Mansfield Reformatory. But all my other videos besides the Zor video, those ones, I had those pictures for a year before I even started my YouTube channel.
Okay, cool.
So I kind of just put those into a slideshow. So if I knew I was going to do a YouTube channel, I would have done a video on it instead.
I was thinking, you'll have to go back out there. See if you can get some video footage this time, and give it a bit of a look.
Mansfield's like 45 minutes away, so maybe an hour and a half, something like that. But when we were there, it was during the day, and like they say, ghosts don't sleep.
That's it. Exactly. That's it.
But we were going through, and here we got down to where we had one wing that we didn't get to go through yet. We had one wing, which was the solitary confinement. I was like, I'm going solitary confinement last. Everybody else decided to go that way because we did the self tour is what we did.
Yeah.
So I'm going through the West Wing, and it's just the cell block in there and everything. And that's also part of where they did the Shawshank Redemption, where he's in the where he's in the hole climbing out to escape.
Oh wow! Okay,
so
that's wild.
So there's that, and then but as I'm coming out of the West Wing, everybody else is coming out of solitary confinement, and they're like, "Hey, you missed solitary confinement." I said, "No, I didn't. I was going there last. That's where I'm going now." So my youngest actually decided to go with me, so I wasn't by myself. I was like, "I don't care if you go with me or not."
That's it. I'm going anyway. But I'm going last so I can have it to myself without all the crowds.
So when I'm going through, we get to the end, and then there's this staircase at the other end. I was like, okay, are we allowed up there? Because there was no chains on the stairs or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up a little bit, but it was all dark up there. All you seen
Wow.
was the light coming in from the windows.
Mm.
And it's like, yeah, I don't think we're allowed up here. So went back down the steps and start heading back. And he's already almost to the opening to go out again. And just as I passed the second cell from where I was at, I heard a foot shuffle inside the cell.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
Wow.
okay. So I said, do it again. I put my camera up. It didn't do nothing.
Of course, as soon as the camera comes out, no.
Yeah.
Always the way. Oh wow. That sounds very awesome though. That would be definitely something to see.
And it's like, hey, PPR.
Hi, Dustin.
But the house that I lived in before this, which we lived here before,
Mhm.
and then we moved into Akron. And I'm not a city person. I never liked the city. But that house was actually a pretty big house. And I've actually seen a full body child apparition in
Wow.
that house.
Wow.
And I don't know if you know Eddie and Jen.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. They were actually at our house to investigate. And they've got a video
Wow.
of that on their channel.
Oh,
So
I'll have to go back and have a look. I don't think I've seen that one. I'll have to go back and search for that one.
yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
But the ghost that came through the necrophonics seemed like it was kind of racist towards Eddie. So
Yes, unfortunately, what they are like in life is quite often what they are like after too, isn't it? Unfortunately, doesn't change just because they pass. Unfortunately,
yeah.
so yes.
But that house was over 100 years old up
Oh
there. So
wow.
it was
So, mate, see,
actually
that's the
one.
thing. You guys have got a lot of old places up there, over there.
Yeah.
I hate it, but a different parts of Australia have, you know, just torn them down and that sort of thing, you know, when they've become dilapidated or whatever. So some places you'll get a bit more older homes and businesses and things
Yeah.
still. I mean, we've still got a few downtown that are the older style buildings that have managed to be upkept and still have businesses in them and things. But it's unfortunate because a lot of the really beautiful old homes are no longer standing, you know,
Yeah.
and unfortunately we sort of there's certain, as I said, certain cities and certain suburbs in certain cities and towns around Australia still have them, but yeah, we you guys tend to have a lot more. I'm finding anyway,
Yeah.
that are sort of still lived in at least, or still standing, sort of at least. So yeah, you got a lot of older places over there to explore.
Yeah. Hi, bud. that's my one of my sons.
Hi.
But yeah, also up in Akron when we were up there, I would always have my TV on to go to sleep, you know.
Mhm.
And I thought one of the times one of the boys came in and sat down on the corner of the bed because I'm laying down, I'm half asleep.
Yeah.
I thought they came in and sat down on the corner of the bed. I was about to get up and say something to them to get back to bed, and just as I looked, there's nobody there.
I hate that. Oh, don't get me wrong, love it, but hate that. Yeah.
I just said, okay, you can sit there and watch TV. Just leave me alone. I'm going to sleep. I got to work in the morning.
Oh, I must say, I have I've had a few experiences here and there, but with sort of in the bedroom thing, anything I've ever really had. Oh, yeah, no, that was a bit freaky. But my dog, my puppy dog had passed. My hand was hanging over the bed, and I was asleep, and I felt this. I thought I felt something on my hand, so it woke me up, and I'm just sort of listening and thinking, what was that? And I looked and thought, no, not one of the kids. Okay, closed my eyes again, and then I felt like this nudge on my hand again, and that's what he used to do. He'd come up and nudge you with his nose, and then I sort of felt this sort of nudge on the bed sort of thing, and I'm like, because it was just the right height as well, and I'm like, oh, is that you, sort of thing, and I felt like another nose nudge on my hand, and I'm like, oh, it brought me to bloody tears actually, because he'd only been gone a few months, and he must have known I was pining for him, and I just sort of went, oh buddy, I miss you so much. And I got another, like a really wet nudge. I actually wiped my hand. It felt like a wet nose on my hand. And but I haven't had, other than that, I've only had a very small thing on the bed, which I think was my cat, who came back to see me as well. Because, there was a little impression. I felt something on the end of the bed, and like you sort of woke up and thought, what the hell? And then I saw this little tiny indent in a circle. And I thought, oh my God, what the hell is that? And then I'm like, oh, hang on, is that you? And it just laid there. Like, it was there for about 10 minutes, then the dent was gone. So I'm assuming that was my cat. But so I've had animals come visit me. I've seen a couple of things over the years, but mainly not in my home. A couple of places I was renting once, and when I was staying at mum's once. But I'm pretty sure that was an attachment to the partner I had at the time. So,
like, there's a whole bunch of crybaby bridges everywhere. But the one that we went to, which is actually near the house that Jeffrey Dahmer had here in Ohio.
Wow.
We went to that one, and we were going to do a video on that. We didn't stay very long, so we didn't do much, but I felt a tug on my pant leg. And I was almost in the middle of the street where there's no weeds or anything. I look down, there's no animals, nothing there. So
see, they're the ones where you go, now see, that's got to be something, because there is nothing else that can be, that's, I like those, because you try to debunk it and you're like, well, I can't. There is literally nothing around me, no one around me, wow, that's awesome.
And it's like everybody else was over at the car. So
always when you're on your own.
Yeah. And then the child apparition that I saw, I thought it was actually one of the boys that got up in the middle of the night. Wow. I was like, go back to bed. and they just stood there staring at me. It's like, okay. So I decided to check on them, and here they're all in bed.
Wow.
So I'm like, well, that just happened.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. And actually, the one that's in the chats right now is the one that it looked like.
Wow.
Only at the time, he was little, but he looked like he does now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wonder what that was all about.
Yeah. I
Makes you
don't
think
know.
when those sorts of things happen, doesn't it? You know, it's like,
Yeah.
hang on a minute.
I don't know if it was a mimic or what it was.
Mhm. Or even just showing you for some reason
Yeah.
what,
I don't know.
you know. Yeah, it just, yeah. Yeah, they're wild.
And
Yeah, I've heard quite a bit and I felt quite a bit. Haven't seen a lot. I'm sort of more a feel and that type of thing. So I, you know, yeah. I actually did see something not that long ago, and it really blew me out actually because, as I said, I'll feel or you know,
yeah.
feeling wise or whatever. Um, and of course the cold, you know, that was in the rental, and that was a
Yeah.
spirit definitely. Um, and we helped him. Mum helped him cross over. But yeah, I was telling some of the other fam. I don't know if you were there. I was just driving hubby and I coming home from mum's, and her place is near the main cemetery nowadays, and we were just sort of waiting to turn the corner, and I looked up and I saw this girl spinning, and I sort of blinked because she was see through. Even though I could see her, she was see through.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hang on a minute, what did I?" And I sort of did a double take, and she was gone. And I
Wow.
was like, "Alrighty then." That's I haven't really seen anything for a very long time. Wow,
Yeah.
okay. Must go back. Haven't had time to go back. And just I was just gonna have a bit of a look around those few headstones and see, you know,
Yeah.
if I could feel anything, but I haven't had time to go back yet. So yeah, and it's on the main road, and I sort of thought, it's a pretty busy main road too, actually. So yeah, I think I'll have to go during the day, not at night time, because I think people would be a bit sus where I live at
Yeah.
night. So yeah.
It's like I there were a few people that I've watched. They showed how to make some my own equipment type things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've only done one, and that's the dowsing rods. So I made
Oh,
my own
cool.
dowsing rods,
Oh, very cool.
and all it is PVC pipe and copper wire.
Wow, well, that's nice and easy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm intrigued by um,
and
dowsing
I
rods. I must say.
I never really thought about dowsing rods, until I
Mm,
actually tried them after I made them,
yeah.
and they work.
Mm.
They do work.
I quite like them actually. They're although to me they're probably one of the easiest ones they can manipulate. Um, you can easily tell though too. I find it's a bit easier to also see if they're
Yeah,
manipulating the rods, if you like, you know. So I think they're good in that aspect, you know, that I think they're actually quite spot on, to be honest, when used correctly.
yeah,
Um, but they're good in the fact that you can sort of tell when they're pulling your leg. you know, and giving you answers they want you to have. So in that aspect, it's good too, because you can spot the fake very easily, you know, with dowsing rods. So yeah, and of course sometimes electronics interfere with all the other ones, a lot of the other ones, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think they're one of the better ones actually to use.
And there's a electromagnetic pulse generator that I'd like to make too, which I do have some stuff to do that with. I just haven't got around to making it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Danny from what's his channel? I forget his channel now.
Chasing Bones and Spectres.
Yeah, Chasing Bones.
Yeah, I know Danny.
Yeah, he does.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is. He showed how to do that. There was some other ones that he said he was going to do. I haven't found those videos yet. So
yeah, he's got a lot going on. I think so. He's probably yet to get to them. But, yeah. Well, I'm going to have to go, my lovely. I have to head to the shops. And get on with a couple other things, but I will see you around. I will still try and be in chat where I can here and there, because I know Jared's going live, I think, soon, and someone else. So I will
I'm gonna
say goodbye and catch you all later. And thanks for having me up.
Yep, no problem. Thank you for coming up.
Oh, you're welcome. No worries at all. I'm the one who, if I've got time, I'll, I'll be there. Alrighty. Have a great night, mate.
Yep,
bye, everyone.
Okay, everybody. I think that's going to be it for the stream. Almost an hour. So this is my first one. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you for showing up, being in chat. And thank you again, Vlad Kvyat, for coming up on the panel with me. And hope to see everybody around. And Jared King's going live soon. So if you want to go over to his channel, you can go see his. Bye, everybody. Thank you.